As you look around you at the world and everything that's happening, particularly in our country, around the violence that's been exhibited against particularly Black men. So I think that many communities are affected and persons of color, but I would say specifically right now we're looking at Black men and the killings of Mr. George Floyd and so many others. What does that do to you? How does that impact you as you're trying to move out there into the world to make it a better place?
So, in my opinion, it just sets up us back steps, so many steps. You know, you graduate high school, you get into college, you get those classes, you feel like those classes are going to kick your butt. In reality, you kick those butts of the classes. You know, you're getting great grades, you're achieving in school, you're exceeding in every part of life. You know, but then something happens that's nowhere near you. You know, it's nothing to do with your direct family, but it can literally tarnish or ruin an entire day or week or month for us, you know, us Black boys, it ruins our lives because now there's another story we have to explain to our younger siblings. It's another story that we have to even explain to ourselves so we won't get filled with anger and nothing but depression. You know, to see a man with the same skin as me, to actually to be able to see him, you know, have his final breath taken from him. It's it's discouraging. It's sad. It makes me fear what the next step is going to be. Forget the coronavirus. I don't want to go outside at all. You know, I understand it. Yeah, there's a epidemic going on. People can get sick. Screw the sickness at this point. I don't want to go outside because I don't want to die at a white man's hand.
I
You know,
think
I don't. Not only do I have to worry about a virus that's taking out the world, but I have to worry about a race of people who looks at my skin color as a weapon. They don't look at me as a person. They when they see me, they don't see a genuinely good person. They don't see someone with a great smile and beautiful heart. They see a black man, not a man who's black. They see a black man, and that's it. You know, it's just my color. It hurts. It's sad. I've actually have lost someone super close to me. My older sister, her name was Reggie Woods, love of my life. Her life was taken away from her when she was 18 years old. She was just 10 or 11 months older than me. And she died to a similar way as George Floyd. If me and my family can log into our social platforms, and if we could see the way that my sister was taken away from us, I don't think that I will physically be here. So my heart goes out to his family, anybody who's ever known him, who has it's not a privilege, who has the rights taken away from them to have that last image of their loved ones in their head. Like when I think of my sister, I think of nothing but smiles and beauty. I think of nothing but grace and happiness. They don't have that choice anymore because the last image that they had of their loved one is death. So yeah.
so powerfully stated. Thank you for your honesty, Reggie. Anyone else want to share some thoughts?
Um, yeah, so I think what it makes me feel like is it really truly puts you into survival mode. That walking outside anywhere you go, you got to be on call, right? Because you know the skin color, the way we look, it's a weapon. That's what the perception is that the way we look is a weapon, and that we are aggressive, that we are thugs. And so it really fails to give us the opportunity to show that we are more, we're more than that, we're much bigger than that. And so that you have to always be on hold. Now I know personally and thankfully I haven't uh, experienced any racial incidents, and I would like to think that uh, I like to put myself in the best possible situation that I can to try to avoid those things. Now, I'm not saying that is a solution, right? Because we've seen so many cases already where, you know, a black man is just minding his own business. He gets accused of something, and then it's either prison or, you know, death, right? And so I think, I guess, I know I'm repeating the same stuff, but I think the main thing is, you know, remaining in that survival mode, you know, always having that thought in your head, like, oh man, like, is this today? Is this today? You know, I know, like right now, you know, I'm currently like in like the suburban area, right? So walking around, you know, it's always that thought in my head, oh, am I looking like a threat to them? Because I know I have my dreams and what I want to get to. And so I don't want to have that, you know, altered just because of the way I looked, you know. So I think, yeah, just always being on hold and on call.
Yeah, there's a lot of unfairness in it, and especially this whole notion of your skin being a weapon. I've heard both Reggie and Rod say that, and it makes such a huge impact when I hear those words because we are who we are, and we can't help how we are. Or who we are, but people can certainly help how they perceive the world and how they perceive others. That's why your voice today counts. That's exactly why. Did anyone else want to share any thoughts on how what's happening today in this, especially in this country, is impacting you as a man of color?
I'll go ahead and share. I think for me, it's been pretty demoralizing to be able to like log on to Twitter, log on to Instagram, and see like, physically have video of like people dying. Um, and for me, that's it's so hard to watch because it's really because of their skin color and the idea that that could be me any day or a friend of mine any day, anybody I know any day, someone close to me, it just really hurts because for the most part, I feel like I similar to Rod, I put myself in situations where I don't do anything wrong. I go out of my way to make sure I follow the rules. I do the right thing. I keep my head low, but at any moment that could still be me. And the idea that I could be approached with hostility because of the way that I look, it makes me feel, it doesn't make me feel good at all. Like Rod said, survival mode opposed to just living. I don't really want to be in survival mode, at all times. I just want to live my life, go to work, have fun. But the idea that in the back of my mind, I have to think, I'm black, so I can't, do that, it just, it's really demoralizing and, doesn't make me feel good about, going outside, doing things that I would like to do.
Yeah, and doing things that probably most people don't really have to think about, right? I'm going to go out and just do. I'm going to go to a party. I'm going to take a walk. Most of us don't have to think about that being a potential risk to our safety. So I hear you when you say demoralizing. I think a lot of us are feeling that and feeling that for you. Thanks for sharing. Luke, did you have some thoughts?
Yes, for me, it's very, it just brings about some insanity for me personally, because this isn't the first time this has happened to an African American person in America. It's been happening for like over the past couple of years, and with even a cycle of systematic racism and abuse by like not only like the people who are hired to protect us, but just a whole cycle of systematic racism and trauma towards people that look like us over the past 400 years and still counting to this day. And the thing that still baffles me is just like we literally have to beg. Literally have to beg for our own rights and our own will to live. We're literally telling the police, we're literally telling white people to stop killing us, to let us live our lives, and people still have to tell us, but what if, but what if you didn't do that? But what if you didn't look a certain way? What if you weren't out at this time of night? Why does there have to be what ifs to ask for certain rights to live? Like it's very confusing to me, and it's just really sad that I really have to go outside of my home and think about, what if this is the last time I say I love you to my mom and dad? Was the last time? This is the last time that my siblings see me, and something like that. Like I could literally just go across the street to get some juice from the store, and I have to think about, what if I get, what if I'm looked at as a threat by a police officer, or by a white person, just by the color of my skin, just like Rod and Reggie and like Shemar have all sentimented already. And it's just like, we literally have to be in survival mode. I literally have to have the thought in my mind, even if like I'm in the city and I'm not sure if where the next train station is. I could ask a random white person in the city. I have to have that thought in my mind, like, what if I'm coming off as a threat to this person, and what if he feels like I'm about to rob him when I'm literally just asking for directions to the train station because I'm trying to get home. And I literally have to have that thought in my mind where I try my best not to look as a threat. My like the way me and my siblings were raised, we were raised not to we were raised not to be disrespectful or any sort. We literally try our best to do the best that we can. But even through photographic evidence over the past years and so forth, even you can do all the right things and you could still be murdered in cold blood by the police. So it is demoralizing, and it's still baffling to me to this day, and it's really sad that it still goes on.
Thank you all for your openness.